Welcome to Goldfish on Games and Bubble Plus, of which I unfortunately only have this budget disc release. But originally it would have come in a box like this, for both the Amiga and Atari ST. It was released in 1990, having been developed and published by Infogrames. And that plus part of the name? Well, we'll come back to that in a bit. But first, let's get into the game. And we are treated to this lovely title screen with some really moody music on the Amiga version. Which makes the main menu look a little basic. But then there aren't too many options anyway, so let's just fade into the game proper. And what's the goal? Well, it's simple. You have to get that bubble to the exit. That's it. You do that by moving the ghost around with your mouse, and left and right click will change the angle it's pointing. And then you can hit the spacebar to blow. I'm sure you've already pieced everything together already, but you have to move around blowing the bubble till it gets to the goal. And on the first level, it's easy enough. It's just a straight run to the exit, with most of the screen being window dressing. But don't hold down the blow for too long or... well, that's new on me. I didn't think ghosts could get out of breath. The second level isn't much different, apart from having to move around this animated thingamabob. And manoeuvring your bubble around it isn't too hard, and the physics are quite forgiving, as when it changes direction it doesn't retain any of its previous momentum. So much of this is trying to get your ghost into position as quickly as possible. From here on, things start to get a bit more interesting though, like this room, which looks as simple as the others, but there's that candle in the middle, which you can blow out. Because if the bubble gets too close to the heat and the flame, well, that delicate little thing will go up. And the same is true if the bubble touches any of the walls as well. And he's not a happy camper when that happens. Flames aren't the only thing that you'll have to deal with as well, as there's other obstacles that will start to show up, like the fan, which, surprise surprise, will blow our bubble away. And to turn it off, well, you blow the gramophone. And that has to be one of the oddest sentences I've said on the channel. And just look how happy that ghost is when you get the bubble to the exit. It's also quite nice that the next screen animates on as well, which helps build out the idea that all these rooms are connected to each other. And you will be weaving your way up what feels like a bit of a tower to get to that final exit. But that is a long way off, as there's 35 increasingly more difficult screens for you to deal with. And you can tell how far through the game you are by looking at the HUD at the bottom of the screen. It tells you the hall, the number of lives, and how much time you have left to get a bonus. Thankfully, it doesn't pop the bubble when that bar drains. It's not a timer. It's all about bonus points. And the more eagle-eyed among you might have noticed something. The HUD says Ghost Bubble. But weren't we playing Bubble Plus? Well, yes. But Bubble Plus is effectively a same generation remaster of Ghost Bubble, and they were released just 3 years apart from each other. And all that really changed was the graphics, with just about all of it being tweaked, replaced or touched up. And some of those changes actually made the game a little bit harder. The original got quite the range of releases, with lots of variations of box art, as this hit way more platforms, including some nice 8-bit machines as well. Where those remasters, well, they were only for the A machines. But in the same year as Bubble Plus, Ghost Bubble also got released for the Game Boy. And just look at this, that ghost is looking great. And with the controls getting an interesting makeover, as you now automatically angle around the bubble as you move. It is a very nice port to check out. But returning to Bubble Plus, the rest of the game continues on as we've seen already, with just more timed elements and other random things for you to blow. All with you having a limited number of bubbles. And the only way to get extra bubbles is when you travel up through the haunted house. So you have to be very careful to not pop those bubbles, because as we've seen, that ghost will get very angry with you. But if you do need more help with a particular level, then you can hit up the practice mode and select almost any hall in the game. Apart from the last one, obviously. I also want to quickly mention that the developer of this game was none other than Stephen Peak, who has shown up in previous videos such as Lost Eden and June. And there's a few other games that he's worked on as well that we'll get into at another time. But that is more or less it for Bubble Plus. It's a fun concept, done twice. But did it really need a remaster? No, not really. The original graphics were fine enough, if a little weird in places. But then this is a French production, so you have to expect that. And they even got weirder with some of the updates. Like, why is there a bleeding heart in this room? And why do they think that was better than a pulsating head? We may never know. So until next time, I've been the Goldfish, that's been... and this was Goldfish on Games. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can let me know down in the comments, or you can use those buttons just below. You know the ones I mean. Or if you're not sure yet, then you can check out 2 other videos that I've done that are on the screen right now. So thank you again, and I hope to see you soon.